Hey, what's up, everybody? We're the Long Story Short Show. My name's Corey.
And I'm Jen, aka the Phil Rican.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
We just watched episode, what is it, six of Doom Patrol, the Doom Patrol. So we just want to tell you guys our first thoughts, our first impressions. And this is going to be pretty quick. Jen's not really feeling too well, so we're going to try and make this like 4 or 5 minutes max. So, what'd you think?
First things first, Crazy Jane got that like little, I guess, memo from Mr. Nobody to go find the Doom Patrol. I thought they were the Doom Patrol, so I was like, what's going on here? What was your first couple of thoughts?
Like, my first thing was just like, okay, who are these people and where have we seen them before? So the first thing I did was Google that old Teen Titans show and Doom Patrol, and yeah, that Mento was in that old Teen Titans show, and so I was like, that's who he is. But it's a big Rita episode. Mm-hmm. The last 3 episodes have kind of been Rita episodes. The last one, especially in this one, it starts the same way. It kind of ends with Rita with an older man against her will that she's not really like feeling that much. And when it's Mento and he appears as a young man, you're kind of wondering like, why is this guy so young? Like, I thought this was like from 60 years ago.
Especially since she mentioned him before. She was like, the 5th richest guy in the 50s, and they're like,
who is he?
Ooh.
Yeah.
But also, I didn't personally think too much about it because we still have Rita that was from the 50s, and she looks young still. Like,
I was like, so
she can go back
like
on
Rita?
The stage right now.
That's true.
So,
but my biggest thing is like, okay, so the Doom Patrol are pretty much seeing a potential future for them. This is basically what it is. It's like, these are the cast-offs that Caulder was with before that he doesn't even go out to visit. He actually leaves them to Joshua, and Joshua plays a big part in the Doom Patrol. He doesn't use his powers in this episode, but he has like projection powers. Like he can shoot beams and stuff like that. So, but long story short, my bad.
Oh, sorry.
Long story short, the episode, the Doom Patrol go see the old Doom Patrol in the old Doom Patrol headquarters. And Mento is making it look like it's still up and running. Like there's still kids there, like you know, everybody's still young.
Yeah.
When in reality, it's just the 3 of them. They're old and decrepit, and they're all just barely clinging to their sanity. And that's a very scary thought for all these people in the Doom Patrol, because if it wasn't for Caulder, that's how they would all be, most likely. But when they get faced with the fact that Caulder left these people, they're just like, well, shit, is this gonna happen to us? Like,
Jane
is this our future?
takes that really hard. She takes that really hard when she comes to that realization that Niles doesn't come to see them. Because she's like, but what about me? Like, in the beginning of the episode, she watches like a recording of her as her being baby doll.
Yeah.
And so they like have pancake time, and they have this sense of father-daughter relationship. And so she's scared because she's like, well, my real dad was a piece of shit. Yeah. And then Niles is supposed to be my next dad, and now I have this fear that he's just going to abandon me.
Like, maybe he's a piece of shit. Like, piece of shit fathers are kind of like a big role in this episode too. Like, you have Cyborg's dad, who from like if this episode was just looked at by itself, you'd be like, Cyborg's dad's not a bad person. Like, he's not that bad. But if you compound everything that happens and the fact that he is Silas Stone and like their relationship, you know he's like not a good guy, not a bad guy, but he's kind of just like, you don't want to mess with a person like that.
And
like,
kind of Robot Man kind of like emphasis on in that, because Cyborg's dad kind of goes off on him, and he's like, but I am a dad and I have regrets.
Yeah.
And yeah, the twist at the end about his daughter is insane.
Yeah. So, Robot Man and Cyborg, they have a little arc right now. So, Robot Man is trying to find his daughter. It's basically Facebook. He's trying to get on her Facebook, but he doesn't really know. He's an old guy. Plus, you know, he's got big robot fingers, so he's trying to get Cyborg to hack into it. Cyborg doesn't do it until later in the episode when Robot Man basically is like, look, yeah, I helped you out.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't even think it was that. I think it was after he hugged his dad and he was like, look, I'm gonna help this guy out.
I think it was because his dad said what he said to him, like, hey, you're telling me you want to be a man, I'm gonna allow you to be a man. And he never did that before. Like, he still talked down to him even when he first showed up to Niles' mansion. He was talking down to him. He was talking down to Niles, and Robot Man kind of digs into him a little bit to try to figure that out.
Yeah.
But going back to Cyborg, I think it's because his dad was like, you know what? You're telling me you're going to be a man. You're giving me all these signs you're going to be a man. So you know what? I'm going to allow you to do that. And I think that's what made Cyborg be like, oh, maybe Robot Man did, just stick around a little bit longer so that my dad wouldn't be a dick.
That makes more sense. We also see the veggie raptor, concrete guy. I don't even know what his powers are. He has celery hands. He has a raptor on one head, and then he has his normal human head. And I know both his legs are different elements, and his hands are supposed to be like rocks. So this guy's got a lot going on. He's robbing a convenience store. He's robbing a Circle K or something like that. And then,
the Circle Q.
And then the raptor just starts biting at him and everything. He can't even do it. One head starts biting at the other head, and then the clerk is sitting there dude, what kind of hold up is this?
How should I stop this?
So he just one shots him.
He hits the dino because the dino was trying to eat the regular head.
Yeah, they still have some stuff they have to go through.
Definitely.
They're definitely building him up slowly. I can see him being a villain at the end. Not a big villain, but oh wow, this guy's
definitely a C-list villain. Yeah. He just went to get some regular powers, and in the last episode, they kind of just left him in there.
Yeah, but what my point is more they're playing the long game with him, so that he will be a C-list villain, but it will eventually take all the Doom Patrol to beat him. That's what I'm seeing. I've seen old comic covers of him fighting the Doom Patrol and stuff like that. But obviously, when you look at this guy, he's ridiculous. But the way the show is ridiculous. So I have no doubt in my mind that they're going to try to bridge that gap and make that guy into a tangible villain.
What was your thoughts of why Mr. Nobody wanted them to go over there? I mean, I know Joshua says it in the episode, but what do you think?
Well, yeah, I think it was kind of like what Josh said. He wanted to show him, look, this is the guy, Caulder. This is what he does. This is what happens to the people that Caulder invests himself in. They all turn to ruin. They all turn into basically villains of their own sort. So that's basically what I think Mr. Nobody was doing. Mr. Nobody, since he can't see the past, present, and future, he probably sees the fact that the Doom Patrol in many possible futures beat him. Right. So I think he's just trying to do as much damage control beforehand before it even gets to that point. I think he legit knows that this fight is going to be coming, and he's doing whatever he can to stop it while still being in his quote unquote God mode. He doesn't want to admit that he's look, I'm tampering so that I can fix things. But we did see him tamper with the past last episode. So that's nothing new to him. That's nothing outside his powers. That's nothing that stresses him out at all.
My thing is if he can manipulate any point in time, can't he just take over the world and just be done with it? If he can manipulate that much time...
Well, it's not like he's manipulating time. It's more like he's manipulating the people in the time. He didn't manipulate time as much as... Okay, so yeah, I did say manipulate time, but he wasn't the actual conduit that manipulated time. He went back in time to talk to Crazy Jane, somebody he already knew.
Right.
And then she used her powers to start the new cult. He didn't just make a cult.
I guess my question is more so because he can manipulate people in the past, present, and future, couldn't he just make his own little path to make it so that he wins every time?
Well, what's winning for him? We don't know what winning is for him yet.
That's true. We haven't seen much of him unless he is narrating.
We don't know what his plan is, honestly. So, I don't know what the title of the next episode is, but we're definitely getting into more superhero, power-oriented, the flashback of the police when they turned into piñatas and everybody started eating the candy out of the piñata's body. That was crazy.
Why?
I think we're going to see more of that stuff coming up, so I'm excited.
Definitely. I'm definitely excited for that. I think we're seeing more and more of the Doom Patrol coming into their own as just people, in a sense, and just people with powers. And then once they get comfortable with that, because they're not comfortable with being different. That's what it is. And so once they become comfortable with that, I think that's when we'll actually see some actual superhero growth.
The thing is, I don't think it's them being different that makes them uncomfortable. I think them themselves make them uncomfortable. They don't like the decisions themselves, and that's what it was important about the first episode. We established that Rita's a bad person, Robot Man was a bad person. Crazy Jane, we still don't really know, but Larry was a bad person. Mm-hmm. So now that they have powers, they have to accept these powers, but they don't even accept themselves.
Yes.
That's Rita's whole thing. That was her whole thing this episode. She's like, I don't even like Rita.
Yeah, she's like, but even though I don't like Rita Farr, that's all I know. So if I give her up, who am I?
So yeah, it asks a bunch of questions like that. So I'm definitely into it. Did you have any last thoughts, anything like that?
Just check out our latest video on Long Story Short Show, Doom Patrol Part 2. It's the comic book version of it.
Doom Patrol versus the D Creator Part 2.
Yes, that on Long Story Short Show. And then follow us everywhere on Instagram, or check out our Patreon, Long Story Short Show. And that's all I had. What did you have?
No, that's it. Yeah, just follow us everywhere. Long Story Short Show. Put that into any search bar, and I'm sure you'll find us. We'll catch you next time. Also, we record these on Twitch at Esquadup, ESQUADUP. So if you like games, you like to catch any of these live streams, find us here, or we will always post them on YouTube. So until next time, we'll catch you later.
Peace.